lighting in here sucks. What is good, everyone? Welcome to What's Good, anyone. Welcome to the Wiz Live broadcasting show documentary series for all those who really need to look what the heck in his lonely days, whatever the heck you want to call them. Honestly, I know nobody's going to be watching this. Sometimes we're just going to keep on rolling as if it's been that way ever since. I've been documenting for a while. I just like to do it. I love keeping a record of worst comes to worst, being saved somewhere. It's all I can saved and documented, recorded for somewhere. Maybe one day someone will get a kick out of it. Sunday evening, 10:14, October the 14th. I'm finally finishing up our vegetable cutting, just veggies. I will say I get a little bit distracted, a little bit. 9:30. It's been like 2 hours. I can usually do this in like under an hour. Yet when I turn on the computer and Netflix starts to roll, uh, 1 hour turns into 2 or 3. My only excuse is I have no water pressure. Not that it's really killing me. I'm just utilizing a homemade bucket of water from our what you call those things, little, not tap water, from a jug, from a 5-gallon jig, big rig fuckers. Um, anyway, I figured I'd start it now just so I can catch the tail prepping out foods for the week. And what better place than to start with a little bit of what the heck the Wiz eats to fuel his body. Right? So essentially, right there, it's all veggies. That's all it is so far. No, you cannot label me a vegetarian because not only is this my current meal, but this is my next meal. Yeah, both types of meats. I'll either do chicken, shrimp, and or steak, some version of red meat. I'll take red meat has just been reintroduced into the diet pretty recently as of this week. Essentially, these are my salads that I'll go back to. Guys, the diet has literally never changed. What goes in and out, when I say in and out, what changes, I'll usually change my diet every season. So I'll take this this salad meal. I'll tell you the list of profile ingredients that I'll usually, and it'll last it for the season. So I'll make the same thing 5 days a week. Weekends, because I can't cook, and because my food's just so bland, I'll usually just go out and order. Um, I'll eat whatever, I got some bibimbap here, some Asian Chipotle style food. Um, a little cleaner than your Burger King, but it's not perfect at all, just something to relieve my taste buds. Um, Judge all you want. My body is a reflect of everything that goes inside, in a nutshell. But essentially, it's pretty simple. My salads have not really changed. The only thing I may have taken out, are beans. So back in the day, we're talking maybe 2 or 3 years if you go back that far. By the time most of you may see this, I may have posted or gotten everybody up to date on the old school videos that I used to make, where I did actually document with my handheld everything. This is where I was living back at home and just up to date on everything, every Sunday. And it's still a good thing. Like every Sunday, I'll still do my preparation for the week. If I turn the camera around, you'll see a whole nother pile of vegetables. That's just because I buy way too much. Well, that's because they grow to a point where I don't need that much. Like I'll buy 4 peppers, one of each color. Here. There's our leftovers. Peppers, beets already spiraled. I just don't want to cut them myself. Mushrooms are always in there for some sort of fungi. Purple guy, color. Underneath Brussels sprouts, they were on sale, so whatever. It's a very good mixture of quality, quantity. This will be a week. I already finished cutting up, like I said, basically the other half of this. Guys, $30 for this and this week's food. So $30 for all your veggies. Don't complain about cost. Clean. Right? Excuses, make sure you're getting your veggies in. Unless you want to go to the carnivore, I'm that D word. Unless you want to go all meat, unless you need to go all meat for the short time that it may benefit you, make sure you get your veggies in there. Cheap as fuck, and you can just eat as much as you want. You can't go wrong with it. I'm gonna go and get some dill, and what did I get? I think this is parsley that I have, just for flavor. I have so various. But yeah, so the salads have been a main staple for a while. I always come back to them if I feel that the previous food that the previous of previous diet, the previous diet was just not up to par. Sorry, I'm trying to get through how I want to describe it. The meal that I have now is pretty simple: wheat, nuts, and seeds. That's basically it. Now that's the 5 days a week, every single day. My post-workout shake hasn't changed in years. Still the same profile, except for nuts. I'm not going to throw nuts in my shake. I'll have sun butter. That's what I'll use as far, but that's a seed. So hemp chia seeds, because I found that hemp seeds way cheaper for where I'm buying them at. Usually they're not. They're cheap. They're I got a deal on them, and I deal because it's like $3 for 8 ounces as cheese. So yeah, we're gonna be on the hemp seeds for a while. Garlic, onion, blah blah blah. Veggies, meats, nuts, seeds. No complex carbs, no breads yet. And it's not because I'm gluten. It's not because I may or may not have an intolerance to gluten. But I like basic foods. I don't like food that, and this is a bad word to use, but processed. So in my opinion, and this is just my definition, it's not the way that we're probably communicating. It's not the way we're all uh, communicating. When I say processing, bread could be processed. You don't pull bread out of the ground. You don't make pull yogurt out of the ground. Cheese, yogurt, foods that I want to I want to be very very specific. So unless I'm on my meal for a month or two, and hopefully even 3, will I actually transition into bring in those foods where I'm just not sure if it's okay for me. Get into that way longer down the road. I know I'm already 30 and I should know what works for my body and what doesn't. However, I have many what can I yeah, about what actually get what our bodies can and cannot process. I think there are a lot of thoughts out there that that we just all have on food, and I think if you take the time to look into the food industry and how we all look into it, you know, for as long as I have, and just taking the time out to hear what people say and how they feel and what they eat and why they eat it, question what is exactly BS. Really, I do. I'm not going to say that anyone doesn't know, but when you tell me this or that and you still complain about how you feel, or maybe you have an injury that's inflamed, but you change your diet and you love your diet because you lost weight, There's still inflammation, you said, so something off. Shitty accent. I don't think we're as smart as we think we are. Just I'll prove it on later. But yeah, so if I throw in something like dairy or bread or anything like that, I mean, not anything like that, because then people will say, like, why are you eating meat? It's because you pick a nut off the ground and you eat it straight from the tree. It ain't gonna taste the same as when processed through the mill, through human hands. When I mean create yogurt through live bacteria cultures, you actually have to. It takes time to grow and become the gurt that it is, the yogurt that it is. It's pretty simple. Cheese isn't come straight from the cows, you know. It has to be done properly. So I'm going to continue in my experiences itself, and I do not want to harp on anyone else's except to point out some, see if there's. I kind of wanted to keep on going as I'm talking to you guys, but I know I can't dual wield things here. And seeds are basically the staple. What I'm coming from last time is. Did I have meat? Did I have meat? Yeah, I Asian style food. So essentially, I would not or instead, I would grill my veggies, right? So I would not only grill the meat, then I would actually saute and grill the veggies. Not good from me. Not that it wasn't beneficial nutritiously, but I just couldn't cook it. It was a terrible consistency, too mushy and whatnot. I like the consistency that non-cooked veggies bring. They're so much easier to just ingest. They're easy to work with flavor when you aren't, cooking them. Nutrient profiles usually a little bit stronger. I think when I cook it, just great. Me up a lot. Soil. I have my own. Sort of. Oh, yeah, I have my own sort of dressing that I'm perfecting. It's coming, guys. It's coming. Thankfully, I can pair up this dressing with broccoli and go to town. It's literally the perfect veggie dip, in my opinion, at least for me. All healthy oils. I'll throw in some salt and lemon. I'll do pepper, salt, lemon, garlic, onion. Throw in an avocado, 2 eggs, hard boiled, and then Sacha Inchi. I don't know. Essentially, 6 mono, 6 poly. That's your ratio, mono and polyunsaturated. Whereas avocado is purely mono. So this guy has the sunflower, Sacha Inchi, and coconut, and sesame. So just a mixture of healthy oils, a wide range of healthy fats, avocado, obviously, and then I'll throw in some coconut water to get the texture down so it's not so thick. Coconut water and actually a little hint of almond milk. Not that it does much. It's in a nice, good, smooth consistency. Very, very simple. Seeds, hemp seeds, flour. Yeah, nutritional yeast, right? So flakes. They're pretty cool. They kind of taste like cheese as an alternative. I do feel as if I should bring cheese back in. I just want to find the right kind. Only because like when I can feel, this is not how I feel. This is literally the visual. I'm gonna mention it on here, but this is the visual of looking at the excretions of my food, right? So I kind of had a discussion with a couple of buddies of mine last night, what is the proper consistency of that exit your orifices. You don't want pushing it up because it's so hard, rock hard, right? You want a nice smooth tech form. You actually, but when I have these sort of meals like this, veggies and just meat, it becomes a little bit too smooth. That's where I think the lack of saturated fat will come in, which is why I kind of want a little bit of cheese in my diet. Which is why I'm okay with eating what my other half of my brain says crap on the weekends. It's totally cool with me, but because it actually makes it look a little bit more luscious, a little bit more consistent and proper. So pretty simple. That's the um, I could go on diet forever. I'll continuously. This is just where we're at. Um, Training wise, I don't know if I want to go into training right now. Not really. Yeah, I will say I had my Friday set. I could say this on camera because I know nobody's watching. I absolutely love dancing. I love sort of movement, right? So I will put on music, any music. Lindsey Sterling's absolute props to her, Mrs. Sterling. She's not married. Sterling. Ms. Lindsay is one of my personal favorites, but I pick out a style of music depending on how I feel, and I will just move. I will dance, move, flip, somersault, and just basically become more mobile, loosen up, and whatnot. And then I'll transition. Labels, here we go. But it's the only thing I can compare it to. If you don't get too bad, because but functional patterns with Naudi Aguilar, they harp on Anatomy Trains, which is a book written by Thomas Myers, goes over the complexity, the complex movement systems of the fascial. Uh, I wish I could explain with this, even though I've been studying it for quite a few years. Studying, but just trying to pick it up little by little. It's very in depth. It's very I don't want to say too much about it and make it seem negative. It's certainly not negative. I just don't want to say something that is wrong or more confusing than it already is to me. It's a bit to pick up on. I think it could use a little bit more description for people like me who just don't have knowledge on technical terms and all the ins and outs of chiral reciprocation and all this stuff that you want to label. Um, I know I recognize that the body is complex, and I recognize that the body is way more complex than we think it is. It's always changing, and there's a lot more to it than we think we know. Um, Functional patterns is just the start. And when I say functional patterns, I don't want to limit it to just that change what Naughty's doing, because that's really just the foundation. That's really just the basics. It's a great place to have the body. It's a great place to get injuries take place to start when you're young. I mean, it's a great starter because it involves the whole body. Um, so if you have any injuries, check it out. Might be a good place to start if you don't know where to begin. Um, Obviously, I'm a little bit off with my size portions. But yeah, guys, it's pretty simple. This keep on going every Sunday. I like to do my vlogs. I think Sunday is my most ritualistic day, as it probably is for most. I enjoy my Sundays so much so that I get actually less sleep doing it. I was hoping to be done by now, but I'm certainly not. So it's 21 minutes. Diet and fitness. All right, guys. Now I got to talk about the vehicle. So I don't think nobody's known about this yet, at least not on this channel. So I am currently in the process of revamping and remodeling my mobile home on wheels. It is my Chevy Express van 1999 Chevy Express van. I bought it back in June and amazing at procrastination. I just started remodeling it. It's not a problem or anything. I'm not going to complain at all. Like, yeah, there's no complaints or anything. I know it's going to get cold soon. I have had worse. If you don't know the stories, you will. But essentially, I have about 4 months to get this thing all taken care of. I'm removing the door panels now and breaking things down, getting it all taken. I'm getting it all gutted essentially week by week because I literally am living out of it while remodeling it. I can only work on it on the weekends. So every weekend I will do a little bit more and plan out the next week and see what I want to do. I know nothing on it. It's absolutely there. It's pure when I make the playlist, when I make the videos, the documentary vlogs that I'll be doing. Further remodeling of the van, but it's purely entertainment. I'd like to train. I'd like to at least a little bit, um, but it'll be for those that just have no experience whatsoever. I've worked with some tools in my day, nothing crazy. Um, I have everything I need. I do landscaping as far as my work goes. So at the shop that I'm at, there's plenty of stuff here. But as far as the knowledge of rebuilding a home, especially when it comes to using the electricity from my vehicle to power a home, there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of studying that has to happen. Um, it's that simple. It's pretty cut and dry. It will take a while, but I prefer that it takes a while because then there's more lessons to be learned. I don't want to pay for somebody to do my own, which is what I'm going after. So I will cut it there and let you guys enjoy the videos soon to come. My ending sucks, so don't expect anything more than live expressively.